Good morning, guys. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-worth and validation and what happens when you seek it from other people. I want to tell a story. Recently, I just got back from Plexus convention, and I was asked and honored to be asked to train my fellow diamonds and sapphires. And for me, that was probably one of the toughest things that I've done my entire 4.5 years with Plexus and my growth journey there. You know, I can speak in front of 12,000 people and be fine, but when I'm training my fellow peers, some of whom are mentors of mine, who I look up to, it's a little intimidating. And I've always struggled with self-worth, and I've always struggled with seeking validation from others, and so I'm working on that. But I found myself, after I got off the stage of training diamonds, there was this one person that I just craved their approval and their validation from what I had just done. And after I got off the stage, I was overwhelmed with validation from so many other people. Great job, Tara. It was wonderful. I loved your vulnerability. I took so many notes. I really needed to hear that. Thank you for sharing your story. Messages and text messages and people coming up to me. But that one person didn't say anything. I even went up to that one person afterwards and tried to see if they had something to say. And I did not get what I was seeking. I got no validation, no congratulations, no you did a great job, no pat on the back. And for days that bothered me. And it hit me that if you're persistently seeking validation from others, you're inadvertently invalidating your own self-worth. Guys, if you don't love who you are, if you don't see your own self-worth, all areas of your life will suffer. Your Plexus business will suffer. If you're not in Plexus, your career will suffer. Your relationships will suffer. Your marriage will suffer. Your role as a parent will suffer. Your role as a daughter or son will suffer. Your friendships will suffer. Your dreams will suffer. What I've learned along this journey is you have to start with self-love. Because when you have self-love in your heart, when you know who you are, when you accept who you are, when you know your gifts and strengths, when you let that light shine of who you are, all other aspects of your life will benefit, including your Plexus business, or your career, or your relationships. I want to look in the mirror and be proud of who I see. I want to look in the mirror and go, God, I love walking next to you every single day. I love watching you grow. I love seeing you shine in your imperfections. It starts with self-love. I want to know I'm proud of me. And when you do those things, you won't seek the validation of others, because if you're constantly seeking the validation of others, you will get nowhere. You will get nowhere in return. So part of this business, and now I'm speaking to Plexus businesses or starting your own business, part of this business of being an entrepreneur is about knowing who you are, letting your light shine, and that will attract others to you. Stop looking left and right and seeking validation from others. Because when you also do that, you're also kind of molding yourself to fit these other boxes and these other puzzle pieces, and you're losing the authenticity of you. When you're constantly seeking validation and wanting it from that person and that person and this person and that person, you are molding yourself to fit these different personalities so that they like you. But in fact, you're losing yourself in the middle of that. And when you lose yourself in the middle of that, your light dims. Goodness is attracted by your light, who you are. All of your faults, your imperfections, your gifts, your weaknesses, your strengths, all of that makes you who you are. And when you can accept that, you won't seek validation from others. Your authenticity will shine, your vulnerability will shine, you will shine, and everything else will fall into place. If you find yourself struggling with validation and constantly looking left and right and comparing yourself or seeking validation from others or doing things just to prove to others that you are capable of doing it instead of doing it for you, you are losing the beauty in having your own self-worth. Because when you know your own self-worth, that is when you will stick to the why behind everything that you do in life. If your why is to do this Plexus business so that your family has time, you won't care what others think about you. If you know your why of choosing the career that you have or choosing the relationships that you have or choosing to fight for those relationships you have, you won't care what others think about you. So I challenge each of you guys to really dig deep and ask yourself, am I validating myself? Do I love myself? Do I have self-worth of myself? Or am I constantly seeking it out? Because if you constantly are seeking it out from one person or from hundreds of people, you will find yourself stuck in life.